All right, welcome everybody to today's small business webinar. My name is Paul LaChapelle. I'm with Montana State University and very happy to be co-sponsoring this with our partners, the Small Business Development Centers, which are affiliated with the Montana Department of Commerce and the U.S. Small Business Administration, the Montana Economic Developers Association, Montana State University Extension, with additional support from the Great Falls Development Authority and the University of Montana. I would like to remind you we are recording today's small business webinar and we'll be posting that archive link on our website. We also have a listserv if you'd like more information about that or any of our past or upcoming webinars. Please see the web link that I've provided in the Q&A below. If you have any tech support questions, you can call the number or email the information that I've provided again in the Q&A. Happy to help you out with any questions that might come up. You will have an opportunity to ask questions. I encourage you to type those into the Q&A box. And our presenter today, Amanda, will take those questions at the end of the webinar. So with that, it's my pleasure to introduce today's presenter, Amanda Reed. Amanda is calling in from Missoula this morning. She is the founder of Reed Mobile Marketing. And with that, I'll turn it over to Amanda. Thanks for joining us today, Amanda.
Awesome. Thanks, Paul. And just thank you to you guys and to the SBDC and everybody for putting this together. I'm really passionate about providing small business education in the field of marketing. So I'm really glad that you guys are doing this. As Paul said, go ahead and type questions in the chat. I will do my best to get back to as many of them as possible. But today we're talking about all things Instagram. And okay, so my little clicker there. Okay, so the reality is if nobody knows that your business exists, your business will fail. If you're invisible, you will fail. And our goal is to help make sure that this isn't you. How important to marketing to small businesses? Recently, a study was done and 8 out of 10 businesses fail. And I think when we talk about small business, that number is actually probably even a little bit greater. And this study shows the top 5 reasons why businesses fail. And of that, the top 3 reasons were marketing related. So if marketing is that important, why don't more business owners focus on it? There's not enough money. You don't know what works. There's too many options. And let's be honest, the real big reason is there's just not enough time. So basically, our mission is to provide high quality digital training and solutions to small business owners. We want to cut that time down for you, be able to help you maximize your time so you have the best training to make sure that you can get the best results. As Paul said, my name is Amanda Reed with Reed Mobile Marketing. 10 years ago, I founded Reed Mobile Marketing with the benefit or the goal of really being able to help businesses grow. We do that by helping them reach people on their phones. We want to help small businesses, local businesses, get more people in the door and get their existing customers coming back more frequently. So when I talk about local businesses, I don't mean local to here in Missoula or local to Montana, but local to their community, because we work with businesses all over the nation, mostly with providing text messaging and social media marketing services. This is me 10 years ago when I first started. When I started Reed Mobile Marketing, I was a single mom with 5 very young kids. And honestly, the idea of text message marketing came because I realized 99% of my conversations that I had with people, when I had said I talked to somebody, it was all via text message. Let's face it, at that point in my life, you did not want to have a conversation with me on the phone. With the distractions, it was basically impossible for me to talk on the phone. So I was consistently texting people. That was my lifeline. And I thought the idea of being able to help business owners be able to communicate with their customers via text message was absolutely brilliant. However, I didn't realize that I was an early adopter to text messaging. 10 years ago, not everybody was doing it, and I can actually remember explaining to business owners what a text message was. But out of that was a lot of learning, a lot of being able to help people communicate and really learning the strategies of marketing that really go into everything we do. And what I found is that there's a lot of noise. There's a lot of people telling you what to do, what you should do, what you need to do, and this has just increased over the years. Everybody's saying you're only one funnel away. If you do this, you're going to make $1 million. The reality is most of that is just simply noise. So our goal is very simple. Last year when I was in Florida, I had the benefit of being able to watch Tony Robbins, and he said something that really stuck with me. And it was, complexity is the enemy of education. So my goal today is to make this simple, keep it really simple for you. And my promise to you is by the end of this, you'll understand Instagram and how to use it to grow your business. I want you to walk away with a simple step-by-step plan, 5 simple steps for your business. Does that work for you? Okay, but before we get started, I want to share with you a quick story. I help lead a mastermind group here in Missoula, and a couple weeks ago, one of the attendees in the mastermind group was talking to my friend and co-leader, and we were talking about her experience with Instagram. She'd been paying a marketing company for nearly a year and was incredibly happy with the results, telling us how pretty the pictures were, how everything was on brand. And we asked a question that I feel is important to any marketing, and Instagram, social media included, and that was, how much money have you made from what they're doing? The reality is most people are doing Instagram wrong. Her results were 0. She hadn't made any money, and she had paid this company a lot of money to get a lot of likes. The reality is you can't take likes to the bank. You will never be able to cash in likes. So what we're talking about today is not about how do you get more likes, because likes do not equal money. We're talking about how do you build a relationship. Really looking at building a relationship with people that'll help you drive people either to a website, or if you're doing online sales, or into your location. And that really is everything we're talking about. When you look at marketing, when you just put an ad in front of somebody or say, hey, buy my stuff, it would literally be like walking into a bar, finding somebody you find attractive and saying, hey, will you marry me? That just simply doesn't work. You're not going to get a good answer. And if you do, it's probably not the relationship that you want to be in. So what we're looking at here is, we call it Amanda's staircase. How do you look at marketing and look at people that you may be able to enter a relationship with as a business? And so what are you doing to make sure at this level that you're giving them a reason to enter a relationship with you and get to know you? One of the big things when we first start talking about Instagram will be, is Instagram the right platform for you? A lot of people do Instagram because someone told them that's what they should do to build their business. But the number one thing that you should be looking at is that where your customers or potential customers spend a majority of their time? So as far as Instagram goes, it's heavy business to consumer. Now, that doesn't mean that if you're in the business to business field that it won't work for you or it can't work for you, but it's mostly business to consumer. The top 10 industries are listed there that utilize Instagram right now. Obviously with travel, fashion, health, arts, food, e-commerce, beauty, photography, auto, and event planning. And then the target age here is 18 to 45. That's skewing a little on the low side. Obviously, if you were dealing with almost exclusively 18 to 20-year-olds, you probably want to be looking at something like Snapchat as your method, but and it skews heavy female. So if your target market is females in this age range, then Instagram's probably a good place for you. If your target market is not that, or if your target market spends a lot of time on a different social media site, then you probably want to reconsider whether Instagram's for you or not. Why Instagram? One of the biggest reasons that Instagram is great right now is you can still reach your followers. One thing when we talk about Facebook is understanding that Facebook, you can only reach about 6% of your followers. That's what Facebook tells us. With Instagram, when you post something, you can still reach 100% of your followers. So you can actually reach people that follow you without having to pay for ads. Instagram has high engagement, and while 96% of marketers use Facebook, only 36% of marketers use Instagram. What does that mean? It means there's less competition. There's more room for you to be able to get an audience and really communicate with your audience. And then the average sale on Instagram is $65. So what that tells us is we can actually make money using Instagram. That's an important thing to understand. And an important measure for any sort of marketing that you're doing is this making me money? Is this resulting in sales? If it's not, then it's probably not a good method of marketing. So we're going to jump into, as I said, 5 simple steps that will help you get your business on Instagram if you're not there, or really start transitioning what you're doing on Instagram to be able to use it to grow sales and grow your business. So the first step is understand mobile. Instagram is a mobile site. Instagram is all about your phone. Everything you are doing, anything you post will be viewed via a phone. It is not going to be viewed on a desktop. It's basically almost exclusively 100% mobile. So you need to understand that you have to think start to finish mobile when you're thinking Instagram. Every single thing we are about to go through, you need to understand that it's all about mobile, and understand that I'm not talking about having things be mobile friendly. I'm talking about things being mobile first. Mobile is huge. Worldwide, there's more people that own a cell phone than a toothbrush. I'm not sure what that says about dental hygiene, but the reality is you need to be reaching people on your phone, on their phones. Instagram's a great way to do that, but the phone and how things appear on a phone cannot be an afterthought. It has to be the first thing you're thinking about. And you need to have everything optimized for a phone, whether you're posting photos or videos. We'll get into some of the other options in the other steps, but it all has to be optimized for a phone. So everything you're thinking about on Instagram has to be with the thought of mobile first. Second step is you need to set up your bio. You need to make sure that you have a business profile, not a personal profile. Here's the reasons why. So my business profile is called a public figure. Amanda R. Reed is my Instagram, and I'm considered a public figure. I don't actually use Instagram as much to grow Reed Mobile Marketing, but a different channel that I use, I work with moms to grow businesses and help them grow their business. And so my Instagram is all about being a mom and a business owner. But if you don't have a business profile, you won't be able to put in a link, you won't be able to use insights, and you won't be able to include contact information. So those are the next things. So your bio needs to be concise, 4 lines or less. It needs to be really quick, exactly what you're about, tell people what you're about, and you need to include a link. You need to include a link so people can contact you, get information from you. Right now, I have a link in my bio that goes to where people can sign up for a 30-day challenge. But again, remember that link needs to appear well on a mobile phone. It needs to be easy and actionable from a phone, right? So that link, wherever that you're taking people, needs to be a mobile first website as well. The reason why it's important to have a link is because you can't tell people to buy things from you or to take another step in the relationship with you if there's not a link. And then obviously include contact information. You want them to be able to call you or email you or get a hold of you. And understand that link is changeable. So if if you're selling one product one day or featuring a product one day, you can put a link directly to that page where people can order it. And then if you do something else a different day, you can change that link. So changing up those links is really important. But if you don't have a business profile, then you're not able to do these things. So making sure that you have your bio set up correctly is the second step to being able to use Instagram to grow your business. The third step is remember visual. Okay, so Instagram is all about the look. Everything needs to be visual. You need to make sure that you are featuring good pictures. You want to make the images have a similar feel, at least your featured images on your profile. I generally tend to use the same filter all the time, so they have the same kind of color scheme. The whole goal with our images is we want to get people's attention. You have to stop the scroll. So those images need to be attention getting. You need to make sure to have a good caption to make sure people are able to interact with it and it really hit home for them. But everything about Instagram needs to have an image. Some people post just words, but again, it needs to have a good look to it because everything is about the visual in Instagram. Fourth step is really where things start to get interesting and really how you can start to really use Instagram to build your business. You need to build a following. So the first thing in that is understanding which hashtags work for your business. Now, to really understand hashtags, you need to understand that they're basically a search tool. If I was to say, we all need to hang out in the kitchen in order to do this workshop, the house would be Instagram, hashtag kitchen would be the hashtag telling people the room where to go. So it's a search tool that tells people what you're about, where to go. One of the things to understand is it is a search tool, so using nonsense hashtags will not get you found. It won't work, and at times it can be a little bit of a turnoff and not be very professional. So for instance, if I was to say on my Instagram, if I did a picture and say, hashtag, I'm giving a presentation on Instagram from my office in Missoula, nobody's searching for that. It'll never be found, and it really doesn't matter. So that's what I consider a nonsense hashtag, and I would really encourage you to stay away from nonsense hashtags, but use hashtags that will allow people to find you. Research hashtags. Go in and see what the popular hashtags people are using and searching for are, what type of content, and who kind of is following those hashtags. Are they your audience? Are they the people that you want to connect with and want connected to your brand? That's really important. So spend some time researching hashtags and then have groups of hashtags that you use that allow you to be able to reach your audience, but kind of figure out which ones are working more effectively for you. I have sets of hashtags that I know build my following and get people to follow me if I use those hashtags. So really do some testing, but pay attention to what the results are with those hashtags. Share. Obviously, you have to put content out there, but be authentic and be real. I think the most important thing in Instagram is just being authentic and being real. They want to see either a person or a brand, a company, real about who they are rather than just trying to put on a face all the time. So Instagram allows you to really connect with an audience and build a relationship and be real. If you want to check out somebody that's done this absolutely almost perfect to a T, my friend Mallory with Kind Apparel. Kind Apparel on Instagram. If you want to go and check out her Instagram page, it is amazing what she does, and she takes her life and turns it into a great story on Instagram that make people connect with her and want to buy the clothing that she's selling. The other thing I would say is vary your content. Use stories and polls and questions. Get people interacting with you. So if you're interacting in Instagram stories. People are really into Instagram stories right now. If you post a poll in there and get people voting on different things. My daughter did this recently on my Instagram in my stories because she wanted a puppy. So she put out to my following, vote now, should we get a puppy, right? So she did this poll. Anyway, it got a ton of engagement. Long story short, she still is not getting a puppy. But it got a lot of people engaging. And then ask questions relevant to your audience to get them engaging with you. But then the important part is engage back. If someone comments, respond to their comment. And then be consistent. You're going to want to post frequently and just be consistent in responding to people and talking to people on Instagram. And then the last part, the last step is really, as I said, respond to comments, but connect. You need to, so DM stands for direct message. Instagram's a great place to build relationships. You can direct message people. You can answer their direct messages. Make sure that you're talking with people. Remember, this is a social media site. Be social. Talk to people. Answer questions. Interact. Engage with people. And then follow up. It is really important. I can't emphasize this enough, not just having a link in your bio, but really having a follow-up. Looking at what is your follow-up, what's your plan? It's not just social media. If you stop at Instagram or any other social media site, you won't really be able to grow your business. You won't really be able to transition things into sales. So a couple things that we've done, I work with a lot of breweries. I was working with a brewery and we posted on Instagram, hey, win free beer for a year. And then you click to a link in the bio and they actually opt into a text messaging campaign to then be entered to win. So, and then we're able to send them text messages and things like that to invite them into the brewery. Okay, so that was our follow-up on that one. A lot of different, I mentioned Mallory of Kind Apparel. She's running a giveaway right now that has a follow-up to where it takes to enter, you have to go to her website and enter an email. So then she can follow up with you via email. Always be thinking about what you're going to be able to do to communicate with these people going forward. It's not just about putting out content. It's not just about getting people to like your content. What are you doing to actually get them on some sort of list where you can communicate with them in an ongoing effort to make sure that you can invite them in and actually be able to do business with them and create sales. So one of the things people say to me is we just simply don't have time. First, make sure Instagram is the right place for you, but if it's the right place for you, understand that you don't have time not to. You don't want to get behind. You want to stay relevant and you need to be meeting people where they are, which is on their phones. And Instagram is a great way to do that. Okay, so quick recap. Mobile, mobile, mobile. Instagram is mobile everything. So you need to be thinking through start to finish, how am I meeting people on their phones? Are all my links, everything I'm putting out there, is it mobile first? Mobile friendly doesn't cut it. It has to be mobile first. Get your bio right. Make sure people can contact you. Make sure people can buy things from you. Make sure everybody can actually interact with you. Look good. Post lots of pictures. Post engaging visual content. Build a following and connect with your following. That really is the 5 key steps to Instagram, guys. I promise you, if you do those things and really follow up with people, it will transition into growing your business and sales. So feel free to follow me on Instagram if you want to know more about me, Amanda R. Reed. I'm at Amanda R. Reed, and we have really been able to, so this is me and my family now. Obviously, we've all grown up, but this is the type of content that I share on my Instagram, just about my life, my family, and everything that we do. So Okay, questions. I see a couple of them popping up in the Q&A. So somebody, Carrie says, link to only a website or Etsy or email or Facebook page. Okay, so in that, again, it comes down to what is your follow-up. So it's going to be really important to understand what your follow-up is. You can link to Etsy. Obviously, always check with Etsy's terms of service and their rules. But when you link to a website, it gives you the ability to capture someone's information. That's what's key here. So I do it mostly via text message. We get them to opt into a text message marketing list, but you could do the same thing via email. But you want to be able to engage with them and send them information and communicate with them in a place other than Instagram. So that's why we like to send to a website so we can gather people's information. I wouldn't recommend linking to a Facebook page. Facebook owns Instagram, which I'm sure most people are aware of, but understand that it is different algorithms, which is basically using and how they show content to people. So I also don't recommend just publishing everything that you publish on Instagram to Facebook. I actually recommend making a separate post. I know that that is kind of a pain, but understand that Facebook doesn't go off of hashtags and Instagram does. So hashtags aren't a place for Facebook. So if you want to just do a separate post there, that's probably the best way to do that.
Great.
Other questions?
We've got time for more questions. Feel free to type those in to the Q&A. Just a reminder that we will be posting the recording of this on the small business website that I've posted the link for there. Another question just came up, Amanda. You can see that from Gloria.
Awesome. So do you recommend using a tool such as Hootsuite? There's lots of them. If you want to schedule out posts, that's a great way to do it. What I recommend more than anything, though, honestly, to be as authentic as possible is doing things in real time. So if you have something that you can post that is happening right then, and get people interacting with you on a real basis, that works. And I feel like that's better. But if you're not going to do that, then absolutely use an automation tool to make sure that you have the consistency. So you have to kind of determine, is it something that I'm going to post on my own, or do I need to use an automation tool? But either way, you need to make sure that you're posting consistently.
Great, and we do have a few more minutes for questions. Maybe while we're waiting for questions, I can invite our colleague Jason from the Small Business Development Center at the Great Falls Development Authority to say a few words.
Hi, Paul. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, coming through loud and clear.
All right, good deal. Well, Amanda, thank you very much, and I want to thank my colleague Jennifer Stevens in Missoula at the Missoula SBDC at UM for bringing Amanda on. I just wanted to kind of tag on to what Amanda had referenced a couple of times. I'm going to send people back to our January webinar with Jenna Jones out of Billings. She talked very specifically about how important it is high quality professional photographs are to your business's marketing. So if you're interested in that webinar, that one was in January for us. It's on the MSU community page that you logged into this from. I'm sure there are people out there who are going to ask the question about the use of hashtags. I would absolutely concur with Amanda that words matter, but you also want to use the words that your customers care about and the ones that they are using. So how do you figure out those words? There's a variety of options. I'll just share with you one way that I use for marketing of our program. My Google page, if I go to my Google listing, I can go into the insights, and guess what? It tells me how people are finding me. So for example, I am a business advisor. The SBDCs provide business advisory support for entrepreneurs, but people are finding my Google page by searching business degree, which I don't provide degrees to anyone, and business loans, which I also don't provide financial assistance to anyone. I connect people to that information and provide, learning opportunities such as this. So be sure to use tools and analytics that are available to you through your website and the backdoors information on your other social platforms to be able to pick the right words. I will indicate, I'll remind the entrepreneurs out there that you're here learning about marketing. Oftentimes, for business advisors, we are realizing that people are coming to us asking questions about marketing because they have cash flow problems. Cash flow problems oftentimes are indicators of expense management problems, not revenue problems. So I would point that out, and I would also, because of that, direct you to my colleagues around the state and around the country through the Small Business Development Centers. The Small Business Development Centers are a federally funded resource partner. We are accredited by the U.S. Small Business Administration to provide technical assistance to entrepreneurs. Everywhere in the state, there are 10 centers. We have 15 professionals helping business owners with issues that they deal with on a day-to-day basis. sbdc.mt.gov is our website at the Department of Commerce. There you can find contact information for all of our advisors statewide. Again, the words that you use matter. Inspiring action when it comes to marketing that really comes into two categories. You're either inspiring somebody to do something emotionally or logically, so just keep that in mind. I have also sent out to everybody a survey. Please fill out that survey and send it back. It'll only take you a few minutes. But thank you, Paul. Thank you, Amanda, and thank you to all of our attendees.
Thanks, Jason. Appreciate those words. Amanda, you can see there's another question that's come up if you want to address that one.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to take a minute to not only thank Jason, but definitely piggyback on what he said. One of the best tools to research hashtags in Instagram is Instagram. Go in and see what other people are following, what people are searching for, and Instagram provides those insights. So make sure that you're using the insights and using those sorts of things. And as far as words matter, we do a little exercise with all of our clients that is kind of fun, but we kind of say, okay, if you were to walk into a bar and somebody sitting next to you and says, hey, bartender, give me a double. I've had a really bad day. And whatever words they say to the bartender as far as what went wrong in their day, you happen to have the exact product or service that would be the match for them. What are the words they're using? You're just a fly on the wall listening. Write down what those words would be and incorporate that in your marketing messages, because when you can use your customers' words or your potential customers' words, that's really how you're going to relate to them better than any other picture or anything else, is really just hitting them, just making them feel like you understand where they're coming from, almost like you're reading a page out of their diary or their journal. So the question Mitch had said is, what does the promote now do when you do a business post? Okay, this is a great question, and it's important. So I referenced that Facebook owns Instagram, right? So basically what it does is turns your Instagram post into an ad that you have to pay for. That's a good idea, don't get me wrong. So promoting is really, really good, but I would be very leery to promote now and hit that promote now button. Just like when we talk about Facebook ads, you basically never want to hit boost post, right? Facebook will tell you, hey, boost this. What you can actually do is go in through Facebook's ads manager and pay to have ads put on Instagram if you want to pay for ads. It's a great way to increase your reach, but the reason why you want to go through ads manager is you can actually really solidify who you're targeting way better than if you just hit that promote now button. But basically all you're doing is turning that post into a promotion or an advertisement.
Great. We do have another minute or two for questions. Any last minute questions for Amanda? Well, seeing none, Amanda, I want to thank you again for the excellent information. Again, we'll be sending out the recording link to our listserv and also posting it on the website that you see above there. Jason, any last words from you? All right. Well, with that, I'll thank you all. We'll see you next month for our next small business webinar. And thank you again all for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next month. Bye now.
Bye.